such an asshole.
Hello, children. We actually have another girl got past the goalie. Atham has been slipping up, or maybe he's getting rushed by a bunch of gals trying to get into the caposphere here. But we have a nice young lady. Oh, I don't know. Maybe she's old as hell, but we have a lady, and she has a pretty good question that'll be of value to other people as well. But my answer is going to vary based on whether you're a guy or a gal, because men and women obviously have different strategies. Hi, Cappy. Could you make a video on your thoughts on speed dating events in large cities? Are they a good way to meet potential partners? Please provide a price quote. Thanks. Larger, smaller, medium, it won't matter because it's going to be the same advice anyway. So let me tell you my experience speed dating. I went once, buddy of mine, like, hey, we should do this. I'm like, no, we shouldn't. He's like, yeah, we should. I'm like, okay. And I was right. We shouldn't. And so we went there, and it's stupid. That's the only way to describe it. I put on I came back from banking, so I had my suit on anyway. And it was dumb. And you sit there, and here's the thing. Instead of talking to one vapid person for the evening, you got to talk to 16, I think it was. And I can't remember the conversations because none of them were interesting, except for one, because the gal lived near where I did, and she also was a runner. So you got 5 minutes with each one. The bell toll, you move down, blah, 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 blah. It's like going through 16 job interviews. It's very fun. And so I ended up afterwards, there's some socializing and all that. And then I ended up talking to not a girl who was, she was one of the, she was one of the hostesses. Her and this other guy were running it. And she let the cat out of the bag, to me anyway. I said, how do you guys set that? I mean, what do do you bring in a good haul? Because I was teaching dance class at the time. It was kind of the same thing. You had to pay $35, and then there was like, you had a free drink or whatever. And she says, yeah, but the problem is recruiting girls. I'm like, what do you mean recruiting girls? And like, oh, well, there's always more guys that sign up than girls. I'm like, yeah. Well, how'd you get the exact same amount? Because I was kind of curious because I rarely had the exact, you rarely had 20 girls show up and 20 guys show up to a dance class. There was always a few extra of the others. And so that's why I would have people rotate. And she says, oh, no, like usually there's only about half as many girls here. And I think something like half, maybe not as much, maybe it was 6 girls were like married or engaged or just weren't in the market. And so I referred to this then as was fractional reserve dating. Because just like when you deposit your money at the bank immediately lends out 10% of it, or nowadays 100% because there are no reserve requirements. Never mind, don't need to bore you with monetary policy. But it was kind of somewhat misleading. There was only really 10 girls that were in the market. 6 weren't there. They're just there to loop in and get the 6 other guys $35 because men are just so patriarchal. So, and what was it? I think I liked 6 or 7 gals, 3 liked me, and tell me if you've heard these statistics before. End up going on a date with none of them. The only one that responded to me was the girl who went running and lived in my neighborhood, and we're like right on this great running path. Obviously, logical. Let's go on a running date. Sure, crickets after. So I was like, got. And this is when Cappy was becoming a seasoned captain. We're like, ain't got time for this. So here's my advice for online dating, or my opinion. It is absolutely worth it for women to do it. Because guys will, it's worth your time. Drop your money and get your free drink, or however they have it set up. You'll have more than enough guys, and boom, 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 boom. And if I recall correctly, you're kind of a high-end professional and you do not have time to be wasting. This is a very good and expeditious way to machine gun through a bunch of guys. And then you can I like 5, 7, and 13. And then you don't have to call any of them back. But it is absolutely worth it for the girls. It is totally not worth it for the guys. It just isn't. And I'm not saying that a guy hasn't met a girl speed dating or something, but you're just better off, guys, approaching the girl that you like in public. And like, oh, there's a girl. I'm going to go talk to her. Be flirtatious, funny, get her number. The speed dating is too artificial. I didn't like it. It was odd. It was weird. And I'm sure a lot of the girls felt the same. But because you're a professional and you don't have time, I think this is a very wise use of your time. Artificial and kind of inhumane, not inhumane. It was very robotic, very robotic. But that's you got to suffer to have success. And so, yeah, I think it's a quick way to quickly tell, boo, 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 like you're going on 16 coffee dates, essentially is what you're doing. But for men, it's completely different strategy. For a girl, fine. Because if you intend on going out on a date, that bottleneck is solved. And so you'll probably maybe meet some guys. But here's the thing. I'm going to tell this for the girls, just as I tell guys, because I want it to be effective, and you are highly compensated and you are a professional. Look, dear, unless you're good looking, don't bother. And I'm sorry, but there's no reason. I'm not saying you got to be drop dead gorgeous, but be pretty, right? Be thin, not super thin, not anorexic, but don't be fat, right? And this goes for guys too. Guys, if you're ugly, you're fat, don't be asking out 7s or 8s. You have to ask out the 3s and the 4s. No one should be engaging in any kind of dating at all, whether it's online, digital, speed, or in person, until you are physically fit. Or fit enough to attract the women you want or the men you want. Because otherwise, you're just wasting your time. No one's going to say, oh, I liked her, and you're just going to waste your time. So I don't think I've ever seen a picture of you, but I do recall, because you have a unique name. I mean, you're a pro. And so if you are not physically fit, do not waste what's going to be a 2-hour investment on this. Go to the gym, diet. Now, you could already be in shape. If that's the case, go at them. Go get them. All right. But for both the men and women, don't bother trying to get dates unless you bring to the table physical fitness and attraction. And that's going to save you the most amount of time. But for guys, hell no, don't even bother. Don't do online dating. Don't do speed dating. Just go. You see a cute girl at the checkout aisle, you ask her out. That's it. And if you have problems with that, you go talk to Troy Francis. He does like, well, of course he's over in Britain. He's got courses online. Oh, it's just grift. It's like, yeah, but if you don't know approach, me personally, I'd say learn to do ballroom dancing. It's fun. And then you're essentially approaching a girl each time to ask for a dance, which is obviously a lot more polite and civil. But it gets you used to approaching girls. But the best way, if you don't want to take Troy's classes, you don't want to read a book, you're like, you go up to, hey, how you doing? You're simple. Give you Cappy airstrike. Get in, get out. Hey, you're cute. You got a boyfriend? I got to get going. I got to get a meeting or a lunch, whatever excuse that you don't have. Like, hey, you're cute. I mean, you got a boyfriend? You do? Oh, okay. And now a lot of people, don't ask her she's got a boyfriend. She'll say yes. No. Ask her she's got a boyfriend. She'll say yes. Then you don't have to deal with that. Okay. She'll say no. I'm like, cool. Like, you want to go out sometime? Well, let me give you my number. Write it down, piece of paper. Don't do the phone thing. And then and then the problem I guess you'd have to update it, because that's how I did it in the before texting time. You'd have to say, text me, don't call, just text me so I know it's not spam. I guess you have to do that now. That's it. There you go. I'm glad I saved everyone a lot of time on dating. Quite literally, you should take, out of the 100% pie chart you spend dating, like trying to find dates online or you should take 90% of that and go to the gym. And then the other 10%. Oh, by the way, ladies, here's another thing. You can certainly go through a speed dating. There's nothing wrong with that. But ladies, if you see a guy and you think he's cute and you wish he would ask you out, there's a solution to that. Here's how you ask him out. That will save you a lot of time. Ooh, but I might get rejected. Welcome to being guys, ladies. Welcome to the club. Welcome to equality. Hey, all right. Rejection and pain for everyone. An equal distribution, the redistribution of pain, responsibility, and rejection. Marx didn't tell you about that one now, did he? All right, that's because he was cheating on his wife. Whoa. Joe, with a lot of $2 ones. You could donate like 8 and you get like a lot more text. You could just do one. Joe Allen, 904, $2. Took a chick out for a hike on first date Sunday. Yeah, there you go. Hike is nice. That's a time commitment, depending how long the hike is. If I were to do it again, I'd probably do the coffee dates. I'd be like, no, we're meeting online on the internet. We're having a Zoom. I want to see what you look like. None of this stuff. And then I'd see where it goes. You boys would be surprised how much time you're wasting on dating, like going out on actual dates. Joanne, not dating seriously until I lose another 50 pounds. Yeah, that's right. Are you down like 100 and change though? Like you lost a lot of weight. $2 again. Dating apps are a scam for not 10% men. Yes. It's there's so much. Hey, get my book, The Book of Numbers. Ladies, for any of you tuning in, because this was dedicated towards a gal, get the Book of Numbers. Both men and women, you'll look at the numbers, and obviously the book is written for men from a male's perspective, but the numbers are the numbers, and they don't lie. All of you are wasting a ton of time on those dating apps, and there are much more effective and efficient ways to spend your time. And this has nothing to do with dating. Like read a book, take a class. Get your degree, go to church. I mean, anything is better than wasting your time on online dating. Nonstop trade, $2. Did you ever use a pager back in the before time? No, I did not. 2 things I could never afford. One was a pager, the other was cable. I've never had cable. I refused to get cable. Yeah, I did not have a pager. I knew some of my friends did. It was like really cool. Like, oh, he's like a doctor. Oh, I got a page. And that went away. I don't think anyone I knew who had a pager really needed it. It really was kind of a status symbol. Donna Hannaford, $5 I got a blind date. Oh, don't do blind. Why? What? Those still happen? What? No, I'm blind. No, you got to do the internet thing at least. I got a blind date on Saturday, set up via Mates, not an app. All right. Look, guys, and by guys, I mean everyone, gals too. Your time is incredibly precious. Free time especially, all right? You got to work. You got to get ready for work. You got to get back from work. You probably have to go to the gym or get some kind of exercise. You got to cook food. You got chores. Maybe you're going to school at night, whatever. Maybe you just want to chill out and relax, all right? Dating takes time, all right? And so if you can avoid, I remember you'd see a cute girl. You'd ask her out, she'd say yes. Then she'd show up. All right, that's fine. That's good. And then you'd have to go, it's 3 hours, an hour commuting, going to the movie or whatever. And it just, if that girl wasn't worth it, it wasn't, same thing. If the guy wasn't worth it, you wasted 3 hours. No, maybe you saw a movie you wanted to see in the meantime. Sure, you got some food, but that's 3 hours, man. I mean, you got nothing else going on, sure, but really incremental. Let's meet online. Now let's meet for coffee now. All right, yeah, let's go bowling. That sounds kind of neat. Sure. All right, we caught up. We're caught up. All right, that's it. Questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. I'll see you guys later. Toodles.